Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium on the 1st of July 2024. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at some cart data. I just downloaded the latest data from Tuesday of last week, published on the Friday. Let's have a wee look and see what's going on. So let's try and have a look at the top 20. Okay, so the Swiss franc is being bought most aggressively. So the American dollar versus the Swiss franc. So this is very bullish according to futures contracts. So let's jump to the price chart now. Or actually, let's just have a look here first of all and see if we can look at the Swiss franc. Swiss franc, just to see what that looks like. Wow, that's a significant jump, a very big jump. So we have to see who is responsible for that. You can see it's the commercials. There's 40,000. As the commercials had a big jump, positive, but also the non-commercials, they also went positive. So the commercials increased their long positioning, while the non-commercials decreased their short positioning. So that's very interesting. And so we have the commercials, we have the total reportable, and we have the non-commercials all moving higher. Okay, and the total reportable is just like a different group. Okay, we have the non-reportables, which are the tiny guys. So we have actually 4 groups here, and it shows that things are moving higher. So if we have a look at the commercial just to see what that looks like, you can see here that we can see that the short, first of all, 68,189 or 199, 68. Okay, so we actually had a decrease in the short positionings for the commercials, 23,575, 23. So we had a significant increase there, and you can see here. So we had actually went 74% to 78%. That's a pretty big expansion there, which I like to see. Non-commercials. What do we have? We had the short positioning also contract as well. Okay, so this is telling us that we are seeing expansion in the accumulation of long futures contracts for the Swiss franc. Total reportable, yeah, this you can see again, expansion. So let's jump to the price chart and see what that looks like. Okay, if we have a look here on the daily chart, you can see that we had a very beautiful poke into this daily demand just here, which is tested once. Prices went through it. We closed at the bottom of it, and then we raced north. So we had beautiful divergence here, probably visible on the 4-hour chart. Let's have a wee look and see if we can see that. Yeah, it's going to be pretty clear. Boom, boom. Yeah, so this is a very clear indication that the dollar franc is going higher. Okay, this is the origin of that little period of buying. You got the buy zone established here. So any prices moving back into this area here would be a fair place to begin to buy based on what we can see in the futures contracts. Okay, boom. So I would certainly be happy buying a little bit lower. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's have a look at other stuff. Let's have a look again at this list. Soybean. What else do we have? Natural gas. A lot of buying there. We have the euro also wriggling north. And the Kiwi dollar. Short, we have the S&P 500. This is the consolidated ticker. We have sugar that's going down, which is expected. We had a huge race higher in coffee and sugar. I mean, we had a massive increase in coffee and sugar, leaving inefficiency. So we're probably going to see this break down, and I think this is what we're seeing now. Where are we? Sugar here. We're seeing the profit taking from these longs, and surprises me that we don't see the coffee on here. Let's see if we can grab a few more. Let's go top 40. The coffee's got to be in there somewhere. No, not in there. But we can look at the sugar chart. I think that's kind of interesting. Or, I don't trade sugar, so let's not bother. But there's a lot of interesting stuff. So the Swiss franc is a very interesting one. We have silver, which is being reaccumulated. We have the euro USD, the Kiwi dollar. Okay, and these are pretty small residual divergences from previous weeks, so not a huge big increase here. But let's have a look at the euro USD and see what that looks like. So jump into the platform euro USD. Let's see what this looks like here. Yeah, so here we're gapping higher. The histogram is telling us the story. I mean, look at this. We have lower, we have flat, and here we have this. This is a huge indication that we are looking to move higher. Okay, and you can see here, down here, we're already beyond. We're in the kind of the standard buy zone, which is the negative dotted line, and often prices will go up to these lines here, and they'll revert close, close, close. Okay, so you're going to see prices move away from those here, negative here, here. So they don't even always have to go into the buy or the sell zone. But these are super powerful. Here again, you can see this. Here we had it go above, just here, and then now we're negative and we're gapping higher. That's interesting. That means that people are willing to buy at higher prices. Okay, so we gapped up here. You can see very clearly that we're moving higher. So I think if prices do manage to come down here on the euro, it would make perfect sense to buy. So if we try and identify some zones, yeah, I mean the most obvious one is just the closing of this gap, which is pretty unclear. Go to the 30-minute chart, see if we can spot it. Okay, so here, let's just do the zones. We've got this, tested, tested. We had this, tested, tested, removed by this. Tested, tested, removed by, what's a tough one? Something in here. Because we have a gap anywhere in here, let me just remove all the other ones. Anywhere in here, the buy zone right there, I think would be fair enough. From the 10732 area, I think that would be a fair value there because of this. Okay, this is where we saw prices kind of retreat from historically and trade above. Okay, so this is probably going to be an interesting spot just around here. We have inefficiencies here, so we've been up to here, but we should be moving up towards here, more of the meat of this zone here. So I think we'll probably see a pretty nice move. We managed to move down here, back up into here somewhere. I think that'd be pretty interesting there. This is where we have the thicket of this trading volume, at least for this time frame. Okay, so let's go back to the COP data. Let's have a look at the Kiwi. NZ dollar. Yeah, so we had a decrease in the short positioning. Who's driving that? We have here. We have the non-commercials. They're buying, and that is close to the plus 30. Yeah, this is pretty mirror image. So if we jump here, we can see an expansion, a big expansion in the long position. We went from 67% to 72%. We had both expansion on long positions and contraction on the short positions here. Okay, so this is telling us, wow, this is telling us that we're very likely going to see an increase in the price of the Kiwi versus the American dollar. Look at the commercials. We're going to see the same, just negative, moving negative. Let's have a look at the price chart. So the Kiwi. Here. Okay, so on the 4-hour chart, we had a really nice zone here. This is a nice zone. Why? Because tested, removed. where did the slingshot go to? You see this white candle here? Our prices went down and then closed right there. Okay, so this is pointing to the zone right there. Prices came to it. This is where we are retreating from. We're negative, which is good, so we're probably going to see prices to continue to wriggle higher. There's no supply here, there's no supply anywhere. I'm guessing that the only supply we have is above this price structure here. And if we look here, you can see this is the daily chart, that we have something here. Okay, tested, 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 tested. So, oh yeah, I would be quite happy if prices did come a little further down before, down to here. So what's that, the 60, maybe the 60-30 area, before we managed to move higher. This is interesting to us because we had test, test, now consumed by this. Okay, so prices moving down here would be a really nice buy until we get to, what is that, the 60, about the 62.30-ish area. Okay, so getting in here and getting out of that trade here as well, and I'm thinking that we could maybe have another wriggle south, let this bear cycle complete, moving to the opposite side here into the buy zone, and then by the time we rally higher, we'll be located here above the sell zone as prices begin to move up here. So keep your eye on that. That's what I would certainly do for the Kiwi. Let's have a look at some commodities. Let's do silver, because I saw that on the long list. Silver, yeah, still looking negative. That is minus 80. This is plus 60. So we're net still pretty short, but we're moving up 15%, 14%, ever so slightly. That is the non-commercials. So let's have a look, see what they're doing. Yeah, so they are contracting their selling positionings. We went from 28,958, 25,388, 81 something. It's difficult to see. So this even went down a little bit. So we had a contraction in the short positioning. So like profit taking is likely the reason that this is moving higher. So we are seeing short positions being squared up for the non-commercials. But let's have a look at silver on the price chart, see what that looks like. It's the wrong platform. Got so many platforms open, it's tough to keep track sometimes. Okay, so here you can see that we've been moving lower. Okay, so this is probably, we had a big push, and you can see these sell-offs here. So this is probably profit taken from the longs, and you can see that we had big selling from up here. Okay, as prices sold off, kind of wriggled, rallied, and then sold off forcefully. So this could be that profit taking from the shorts. Because we are here, because we're down here, I'm thinking that we are likely going to see prices have maybe a pullback, another pullback lower. I would like to see something like this, and this will do something like this before we begin our bull cycle. So if prices manage to come down to, okay, where do we test? We tested here a lot. We removed it from here. Tested. We remove that from here. Let's do the whole zone from around here. So if prices come down to about the 27, what is that, maybe 80, I think that would be a really, really lovely spot to begin to accumulate long positions for silver versus the American dollar on the daily chart. What does it look like? Yeah, that would bring us down to this level here. I like this. We got something here. Test, test, remove. So this is also a stunner right around here. Then we have this area just here, which has been tested. Okay, so waiting for this one here. This is that zone there we talked about just a second ago. So I think that would be a really nice place to begin to buy. And also notice that we are boom, boom. So we are due for a bit of a pullback. Okay. Also notice that we have this here. Okay, so this is kind of like a big deal. So prices could easily move back to the buy zone for this kind of little price nodule that resulted in prices moving higher. The slingshot, the demand, the historical reference points. So this could also be a very nice spot just here. So manage this one carefully. Load the boat on this one here is what I'm guessing. Or load the boat. It's just an expression. Obviously don't load the boat. But yeah, keep your eyes on those levels. I'm going to wrap it up. I have to go and finish packing and getting the house ready. We're leaving for Denmark this afternoon in a few hours. Yeah, if any of you are in living in Copenhagen or Denmark, I will be in Copenhagen and in Jylland in Horsens for quite some time this summer. So if any of you would like to grab a coffee, I'd be absolutely thrilled to meet with you. All right, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Bye.